Callum Wilson is Newcastle United's new number 9. Buongiorno everyone and happy Monday Geordies. Yes, no Monday blues in Newcastle today. Is this what hope feels like? The big if that Callum Wilson was going to sign has been confirmed today. £20 million from Bournemouth. 28-year-old has signed a 4-year deal, yet to be officially announced by the club, but The Athletic are reporting that he will take the number 9 shirt off Joelinton. Don't know what's happening to Joelinton, what number he's going to get if he reverts back to his number 34 for Hoffenheim. I'm all for it because I think it takes the pressure off Joelinton. You cannot have a 2-goal-a-season striker as your number 9 who's not even going to start next year. Because let's be honest, it's going to be Almiron, St. Maximin and Ryan Fraser behind Callum Wilson. Fraser, Bournemouth buddies, Cherries turned Magpies is going to be announced later as well. Apparently his medical's all swimmingly at the minute, and Ryan Fraser will join up with Wilson and the rest of the gang before Saturday's opener against West Ham with a couple more through the door. But if we focus on Callum Wilson, I'm over the moon. I'm buzzing, and I'm pleasantly surprised and a little bit more excited towards the season. And credit where credit's due. I said it in that tweet. You've got to give it to Brucey and Mike Ashley for getting this one done. And mainly Brucey, to be fair, because he's managed to change Mike Ashley's philosophy over the years. Obviously, the odd exception was Rondon late, a loan thing, but Callum Wilson through the door to pay $20 million for a 28-year-old. Mike Ashley's never done anything like that before. Brucey, he gets the other guys through the door, like we said, Fraser, Jamal Lewis. He's investing in Premier League proven quality, which is a massive change for Newcastle United because it's always been, let's gamble on this young French kid and hopefully we'll make a profit on him in 3 years' time. Now we're getting proven Premier League players. Wilson has admitted the day that last year wasn't his great season. He says he doesn't even want to associate himself with 8 goals. Still more than triple what our £40 million striker got, Wilson, so don't worry about that. But yes, please do increase it. He says he's going to hit double figures early and then he wants to get 20 and he wants to get in the England squad for the Euros next year. There's loads of stuff to go through with Wilson. I'll read out his interview, what he said, some great points. But right now it's just my thoughts on it. Like I say, I'm ecstatic, like absolutely buzzing, because I think we've finally got a decent number 9 since what Patrice Cissé, when he had the best few months of his life. Demba Ba, Remy, we've seen glimpses, but for years we've been craving this inside the box natural finisher. You look at his assist tally as well. He's not just a goal poacher. He's got loads of assists. He's got a bit of presence about him. He's physical for his height. He's paceful. He's the whole package, and we can keep him fit. It's a huge coup for Newcastle. It really is. As well as Fraser and that when they come through the door. Hopefully, obviously more videos on them too. Together, how they work together once Ryan Fraser's official. But Callum Wilson is official, and we'll go through bits of it now. So the 28-year-old has joined the Magpies for an undisclosed fee. Obviously, we know it's 20 million, thanks to Sky, Keith Downey and that, until the summer of 2024. Wilson said, from the minute I knew Newcastle were interested, it was definitely something that appealed to me. It's a massive club with great history. Along the years, they've had great strikers. So if I can emulate half of what they've done, I'd like to attempt that. I believe in my ability as a player. As a striker, I think it's more important to set yourself goals long-term and short-term, and I'm hoping to achieve them. Brucey has said, Callum is somebody I've admired for a long time and I'm delighted to get him. He's done fantastically well at Bournemouth and has deservedly played centre forward for England just less than 2 years ago. The club has worked ever so hard to get Callum young. We've beaten off for a lot of competitions from other clubs, which we have, which I'm surprised about, delighted about. I'm grateful the club has made it happen. Lee, Charnley and those behind the scenes deserve a lot of credit, say Bruce, which, they're a bunch of cunts, but let's be honest, this has turned out to be a good window and a bit of positive window. Newcastle shouldn't be in a relegation battle if we sign the players that we're linked with. Wilson's through the door. If we get Fraser, Lewis, Rogerio, another striker on loan. We've got Hendrick through the door. The only worry so far for me is how good's Darlow going to be until Dubravka's fit. But we'll focus on the positives today and what's looking like it's going to be a good week of more signs to come. A little bit about Callum Wilson then, a bit of a history check, just a quick one. Began his career at hometown club Coventry City, rising through the club's academy and enjoying loan spells at Kettering and Tamworth before scoring 23 goals and 55 appearances for the Sky Blues. After moving to Bournemouth in 2014, Wilson fared the Cherries to promotion his first season, scoring 20 goals in 45 championship outings before becoming the South Coast club's talisman in the Premier League. His performances brought full international recognition in November 2018, with Wilson scoring on his debut at Wembley against USA. That's just a quick one. We'll look at his stats and stuff soon from Premier League years, his goals and assists and stuff. I'll bring them up on page as well. But I just want to touch on a couple of things Wilson said in his interview, and he's mentioned the strikers there. I'll leave the best to the last. Goal reference, obviously. Shearer, being his hero, I said that the other day. It's got to be an influence that he says that he was on the phone to Shearer when he got one of his first big injuries, one of the same injuries that affected Shearer, and Shearer rang him up. They had a bit of conversation. This was a couple of years ago. I think even Shearer then would have probably tried and get a couple of hints in that he would look the same on Tyneside when we've always struggled for goals the last few years. Obviously, Wilson says that, you know, the strikers that have been here before are massive. The club's massive. The history of the club. And he says he's been on the phone to Shearer lately. He says he's on the phone to Alan Shearer just the other week, asking him about what's it like to live in Newcastle, what's the club like. And obviously, Wilson says that pushed it over the line. He says, I already wanted to sign for Newcastle, but after speaking to Alan again, see him bigging it up, Shearer as a fan is obviously going to want Wilson to come here. So that's helped massively. The influence of Shearer. And the best part, Wilson says, I'd love to play, but we'll probably get copyrighted off the club, so I'm not that daft. Wilson said, my son's getting to the age now where he's watching movies and football. He's been watching Goal a lot lately, yeah? Santiago, don't underestimate the effect that Santiago Munez has had at Newcastle. One of our best ever signings. Every player now, because it's that age, is saying they've seen Goal, they love Goal. Santiago Munez, massive. More important than Shearer. Joking, obviously, but don't underestimate Goal. Yeah, it's done bits for us, that club. Worldwide fame, since we're kind of getting to Europe these days, but we make these signings. Not yet. He says his son's been watching Goal. Wilson has been seeing, he sits there watching Goal with his son, getting excited. He's watching it, he's seen the background, seen all the bridges, yeah, seen the Tyne Bridge, seen it, and he thought, yeah, that's a bit of me. He says that's what made him choose Newcastle as well. He says he's watching Goal, he got excited for it, and that's just class to hear, innit? It's mint to hear that. Like, just imagine Callum and Wilson and his son watching Goal, and he's like, I fancy going in the big market, that'll do me. Agent, get on the blower, sorted it. They want to get on the fella, shit all. Right, at least he knows what the training ground looked like, because that hasn't changed since fucking 2005 when Goal was filmed, whenever the fuck it was. On a happy note, you know, this was my main target this summer, Callum Wilson through the door. A proven Premier League goal scorer. It's just going to make a huge difference to our team, because you think of where we ended up 13th last year. He scored, Wilson had the worst season of his life, only scored 8 goals. He still scored more goals than all our strikers combined. Joe Linton with 2, Gale with 4, Carroll with 0, Muto with 0. You know, so and that was his worst season. On a good season, he's going to at least get 12, you'd think. So let's hope we can keep the likes of him, St. Maximin, Almiron fit and firing, Shelby, Hayden. Defence is fit, it's solid. Like I say, it could be a good season. A few more through the door for this week. It could be a very good season for Newcastle. We'll look at Wilson's stats now, though. So 35 matches in the Premier League last year, 8 goals and 1 assist for Wilson. He said below his own standards. The year before that was the one that was firing. 2018-19, 30 matches, so didn't even play the full season. 14 goals, comfortably in double figures there. 9 assists, which for me is surprising for a number 99. You think it was selfish, spreading the goals about there, so that's class to see. And that was obviously the season and the year where he got his England call-up, deservedly so, on those stats for, let's be honest, a struggling Bournemouth side that have done well over the years in the Premier League, but never really have they finished top 10. They've never done anything of major significance. So if you put them in a team where, Wilson said as well, it's the lure of the players. He says he was watching Newcastle hammer Bournemouth when he was injured and out after lockdown, when we beat them in the orange 4-1 down there. And he says he was so impressed that he couldn't believe what he was watching. He says, you know, St. Maximin was just causing mayhem. He says he was impressed with Sean Longstaff. He was impressed with Shelby. He was impressed with Almiron. So he's excited to link up with those players. And like I say, he scored in his England debut, which he got due to that great season. And we compare, you know, we always rave about Salomon Rondon. A lot of people are saying, why haven't we got Rondon back? Bring Rondon back. In that year that Salomon Rondon played for us and we're all wanking over him. Understandably so, we love Rondon, he was mint for us. Wilson got more goals and more assists in that season than Salomon Rondon. So that one's sinking. That's how good he can be and is fully fit. Hopefully, you know, he can reach those levels again for Newcastle United, because like I say, how much we bang the drum about Salomon Rondon, Wilson had more goals and more assists than him in that same season when he was amazing for us. The year before that, 2017-18, 8 goals in 28 games, 2 assists. And then obviously before that is when he was developing. No red cards ever in the Premier League, which is a good sign. He's not a mid-row lunatic. I'm just praying we're just not cursed and he doesn't get injured, because if we can keep him fit and like I say, we can get the likes of St. Maximin, Almiron, Ryan Fraser involved, who they've always got great link up. Him and Ryan Fraser have got the best record in Premier League history for goals combined together in a 38-game season. I'll make a video more into the duo of Fraser and Wilson once Fraser's official. I cannot wait to see him play. Yeah, he's going to be our new number 9. Like I say, it takes the pressure off Joelinton. Maybe give him the 34 from half 9. He's not even going to start Joelinton, so I really hope Joelinton can kick on this year. I massively do. I really do. He's a lovely bloke. There is something in there we can see potentially just needs to be played into his benefits, his style of play. I'm not sure if it suits us, but on the left he can always come on as a sub, maybe in different games, play him up top, maybe play him as a 2, playing behind Wilson, who knows? Brucey knows, so we'll keep the faith. We'll hope that Joelinton can come good, but today is about Callum Wilson, our new number 9, £20 million, 4-year deal, in his prime, 28-year-old, hopefully just praying he can have a mint season for Newcastle next year. And there's more signs to come through the door. Obviously Lewis is on his way, Fraser's on his way, them 2 are meant to be complete in the next 24 to 40 hours, and still 1 or 2 more. So happy days, positivity. Is this what hope feels like? Like I said, that's how I started the video, that's how I'll end it. Let me know what you think in the comments below, the sign of Callum Wilson and the potential of others to come. Have a class week everyone, we'll be back soon. Subscribe to my channel TV and enjoy yourself.